Oh, yeah, it says, yeah, it still says there. Okay,
Oh,
wait, is it starting?
Looks like it's restarting.
There we go.
There we go.
All right, we're back.
All right, and it's back.
Hooray!
We anger the Twitch guy.
All right, listen, ladies and gentlemen, I would like for everyone to write a formal complaint to Bezos and be like, "Hey, buddy, listen. I don't know if you know, but the Dead Aussie Gamer, he's a bit of a big deal, okay? Right? Either fix his Twitch stream or send him to space. Like one or the other. You
Yeah.
kind of
Send it to space.
That's it. That's it. That's okay. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen,
The
for
space
sticking
Aussie
around.
gamer.
Now, let us rewind a little bit and recap a tiny bit for our lovely, patient, wonderful audiences. Our heroes find themselves deep below the antechamber to the mausoleum belonging to Argynvast, the Silver Dragon, whose entire Silver Dragon Order protected Barovia, and who he himself fell in battle against the villainous Count Strahd. Our heroes enter these sacred chambers, and as they enter the large sarcophagus room, where a huge, oversized stone tablet rises above the center platform, revealing what initially you thought to be a pile of silver, suddenly shifts.
Ooh.
Oh, dear.
A glint of silver as a form, large and scaled, rises from its curled position atop the tomb. You hear the sound of a low rumbling, like the sound of a drawl caught in the back of a gator's throat. You hear this clawed feet clamber onto the ground.
Ooh.
I feel like this isn't great.
Oh no.
I don't suppose anyone mentioned whether Argynvast had a child or a partner.
Brother.
Argento, this is all you.
Yes. Well,
So we might need you up here soon.
I slowly move closer towards it.
You stop right where you are. As you do so, your feet will not obey you. Make a will save. Oh, sorry, a wisdom saving
dear.
throw.
Dragon fear.
Do I get advantage on saves because I'm still in Argent Ball?
You know what? I will give you an advantage on that. Yeah, you can have that. I'll give you that.
Nice.
That did not help you.
It did not.
You are
No.
paralyzed with fear.
Can I try to at least like get him, sort of drag him back out of the room a little bit, so he's not a
you
single
may
target?
you may also, if you make any movement forward, you may likewise make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh Lord, I'm gonna try it because I would rather him not die, like just right in front of me. Okay, all right, come on. Oh no.
Yet. Once again, you try to reach forward, but it's almost as if your hand... for those of you who are familiar with winter anomalies, there is slurry, which is kind of like frozen ice. Every inch you move towards him is almost like you're putting your hand in slurry. There is almost a physical, biting, pin-pricking pain, and you draw your hand back from Argento. But if you want, you can claim the reroll that Genasi has just given you. To have another crack, if you would
thank you. All right, I'm gonna try it again. Let's see if we can do it. Let's do it, kids. Nope, I can't do it. I'm sorry.
No.
Thank you for trying, though.
The chill runs
Yes.
down your spine and you freeze.
Rude.
Las Norfinaka Twe Maffinutor Balnan Viker. Argento, it translates too, who walks among the chambers of my great and late father, speak and only speak true.
So I speak back to him and let him know that I am Argento. I am a descendant of, well, I guess you and your father. And I have come here to pay my respects.
The creature, heavy, large, and awe-inspiring, makes his way down towards you. As he does, make an investigation check.
Just Argento?
Just Argento.
Ah,
No, that's
bad
fine.
roll
You notice
tonight.
that as he walks towards you, he seems to be dragging one of his limbs. His back foot seems to be malformed, almost misshapen in many ways. As he makes his way forward, he turns and he lowers his nose and takes a deep inhalation. He says, Kalamthor wisnutuforkan argin vas watirkan. You are a child of my venerable father. You are child of Argynvastholt. And I welcome you.
Yeah.
Am I still frightened?
You're inspired more than anything else, but
Yes.
the fear aura dissipates very quickly.
So I just
Yeah.
I basically ask him if he can tell us anything about this place or what I might do to help restore the glory of our family.
He turns and approaches once again to the side of his father. You see, he starts speaking in common at this point.
Am I allowed to follow this time?
Yes, he will allow you to follow. He says, I apologize if my candor were less than welcoming. I welcome you, child of Argynvast, and friends. It is not often visitors come to pay respects, not since the end of the Order. I am Aracrax, and I am the lone keeper of this sacred space. I am the true son and heir to Argynvast.
I was just gonna say, you can still, Pagog is still a little, like, hesitant. He's just kind of, like, inching forward.
How long have you been here by yourself?
Long since has the days been when I, with my father's bones, dragged what remained to the land he once called home. Long since the time had passed, since the pyre was lit and the flesh rent. Long have the days passed since I asked what little remained of the knights to leave me in peace, so that I might safeguard the remains and treasure of the mighty and noble Argynvast. I am sorry. I do not recall exactly how long, but know that it likely were before your kin were born, and perhaps even the kin before you.
Sounds like it must be a truly lonely task, but a great one.
It is mine, nonetheless. My burden to bear, and my penance to pay.
No, I'm sorry to hear that. We have been tasked quite recently, in fact, with helping to free the souls of those above. And I think we might need the skull of your father to do that.
He lets loose a tired groan. Yes, my father's remains defiled by the touch of that wicked beast. I could not bring father home.
We could help you.
Well, our esteemed paladin Argento here is on a sacred quest, so he keeps telling everyone to restore Argynvast and his skull to this place.
He says he's actually seen the skull.
The dragon turns and looks with great interest at Argento. You have seen father's remains? That means you have been within the castle. You have been to Ravenloft.
Yes, we have. We were there not long ago, actually. And that's when I came across your father's skull.
His eyes flare up. You see him look a little angry. How? None survived the castle. Many have been sent on this noble quest, and none have returned. How is it that you survive? How is it you have seen my father's skull, and how is it you have come here? And he leans down. Without it.
Yeah, that's when I kind of, you can see that I feel really regretful and sort of ashamed almost that I didn't try to get with me, but I simply just say, well, we were in a situation where we had to make a decision to move, and honestly speaking, the skull is just too great for us to carry. So we made the decision to get out of there with our lives, and we were sent on this through a portal to a place, and we haven't been able to get back yet, but
and then on our way back,
I made a promise to your father. Yes, I made the promise to your father, who spoke to me, that I would return his skull, and that I will do.
You also did tell us that he warned you that once the skull starts to be moved, it will draw the attention of Strahd.
Yes.
And to be prepared.
Alcanax turns. What you speak is true. Strahd is not the only danger that lurks within those stone, and I can understand prioritizing one's self. After all, to criticize and to condemn you would be hypocritical of myself. If this is truly your quest, noble knight, then I thank you on behalf of your forebearers.
For us to assist Argento with this quest, we are currently gathering our strength and allies. Is there any assistance that you might be able to render?
We're also surrounded by werewolves.
And
he looks around, he says, you seem to not be. Lest these werewolves be invisible.
They surround the grounds.
Yeah, they're keeping us here. we can't leave.
There's also Vlad upstairs is quite displeased.
Ah, the revenants.
Mm.
Well, would you listen to the tale of an old dragon?
We shall stay a while
Certainly.
and listen.
I love the tale from a dragon. The more knowledge, the better.
I'm going to sit down, having never actually spoken to a dragon before, very interested in what's going on, and have my little fruits come out, and I'm going to take out my wineskin of blood and just sort of
Stop feeding your
Dragon
fruits.
them a little,
lips his lip.
you know.
The dragon
Yes, you
licks his
do.
lips and no, I'm just kidding.
The dragon.
I'll try and
moves.
play an accompaniment.
An accompaniment,
Tale.
eh? What mood is your accompaniment?
I'll follow the tone of the story is telling. So if it's a tale of interest, then I'll a bit more upbeat. But if it's just woe, then a melancholy tune.
Sure. All right. So, our story begins in a far, distant land. A large, sprawling canyon filled with knights with silver armor reflecting the sun that shone high. The sunset as Barovia, before its capture, gave hope to the people against the war, against the creatures of darkness. My father, his giant silver wings blanketing the sky and embracing the creatures and people below. A cheer rings out as they try to march against the castle, to fight against Strahd himself. I was but a small dragon, barely a wormling out of the egg. Me and my brothers, we gathered together to see our father in the heat of conquest. Then, as we gathered upon the large rocks, thunder burst through from the castle's stronghold and coated the sky. A horde of winged demons took to the air, and the knights charged into battle. My father was the first to engage with a large being. Almost as large as he, it struck like lightning and thunder crashing against one another. Meanwhile, the races of man, human, and dwarf fought tooth and nail against skeletons, zombies, and the undead. I did not wish to stand idle. I did not wish to simply see. I wished to help bring my father the same victory that he had promised. So I went, as did my brothers and my sister. We charged down and fought alongside the elves and people, our teeth sharp as swords, our fangs as razors tore into the hordes of the undead. We thought we were winning. We thought we had everything at hand. As we slowly began to clear a path to the castle gates, my father crashed into the highest of towers, clutching into his fist and talon the body of Strahd, a sword deeply embedded into his chest. As the silver blood poured, my father pulled back. I could only watch as Strahd, with a burst of speed, leapt from the tower and flew towards my father. His head removed in but a single swipe. You see a single tear rolling down the dragon's eye. In that moment, in that fleeting moment, I knew I had done wrong. For it was in a moment of lapsed judgment where my father, who had the fiend in his claws, turned to see me and my siblings. It was that moment, as his eyes locked ours, that the villainous Strahd struck and killed my father. But that was not to be the end of it. As his body hurled towards the ground, all I could hear was Strahd's insidious laughter. Before pain, the hordes of Strahd flowed out like a torrential storm from the gates of Ravenloft itself, and as they continued to march upon the people of Barovia, we offered to stay back. We tried to protect them. Ismail was the first, then Akrin, Benan, Volasdirin, and little Apaya. They were taken, torn apart like meat. They would have done the same for me, were it not for the knights. You see him look at his wounded leg, a vicious and hideous scar having cut through the tendons in the back of his calf muscle. If it weren't for me, my siblings, my father, they would all still be alive. And Strahd may have already been defeated.
May I do something?
Yes, you may.
Sorry, I didn't want to. So, Esther at this point, just sort of as is her custom, would have knelt before the remains for a moment just to say a prayer, and upon standing up looks to Alkanax and says, "It wasn't your fault. There'll never be any way to know what could have happened. It's not your fault what happened. And we intend to bring your father to rest, the rest he deserves. When we do that, when we honor the memory of Argenvost, Ismail, Akron, Benan, Benas Dylan, and Apai, and every knight in this order, will you be returning to the world that your father knew, the mountains above? Will you want to see them again?"
The large dragon turns, his silver scales shining against the light. He says, "The world above is no longer mine. I vowed that day that I would remain by my father's side, and so I shall. But I thank you."
Well,
Sorry, go on.
I do believe that there's a way to both honor your father and help rid the land of a terrible tyrant at the same time. It seems that most of the knights have been destroyed, but I've heard tell from our resident Dragonborn here that there are a few that remain out in the world. What if you could rebuild what your father had once built? Reclaim this castle and its knights and watch over the entire world. Would that not still fulfill your oath?
It would. But the knights are broken, much like the remains of my father. Until he is whole, the knights shall never be.
Well,
Next thing we work on.
He turns to
Can
the
you
he turns to the altar. As he does so, he says, "But your words and your company have moved me." He tries to stand, but you notice that the back of his leg seems to still give him trouble. As he does so, he rises and he stretches his wings, almost as if, you know, that cracking of your back as you're, like, getting up for, like, the first time after a really long nap. He's stretching his wings, and a few flaps create...
Silver dragons are ice, right?
Yes. They create
We hear-
torrents of wind that begin to stretch outwards.
I just imagine the cracking in ice where it goes. Choo, choo, choo.
Yeah,
You know,
you would definitely hear some of that, like,
That's
kind of.
when the cracking bones sound. Like, choo. It's like, oh, that's cool.
You have come all this way, and you are on a quest to help this order and my father. And I cannot stay idle. Though I cannot fight, there is one thing I might be able to assist you with. If there are the werekin in the forest surrounding this castle, then I shall give them something to occupy themselves. Speak my name at the gates, and I shall fly overhead. This will give them pause. Use that opportunity and find your way away from Argynvostholt. I will cover you and your move through the lands of Barovia.
Thank you.
Would this not be risking yourself if Strahd notices you?
Yes. Yes, it would. But I have been hiding long enough. And if I am to put my faith in one such as yourself, Argento, then I must first put faith in myself.
Well, that all sounds well and good. Might we ask one final favor? Well, two really. But
By the
it
way,
seems to me
I want to call time. Is anyone else in the audience getting the "my god, these heroes are pushy AF"?
Exactly.
Right? Like, this is a dragon who is offered to scare off like a pack of freaking werewolves from you guys, and it's like, oh yeah, and while you're at it, you know, like, I need a gift basket, and I need a fingernail, and I need
He needs a basket for his
Look,
fruit.
I am just trying to figure out a better way to get his dad's skull here. If we could call him and he could fly us, that would just make things great.
I was trying to offer him counsel.
Consolation. Mm-hmm.
All right.
I don't.
All right.
I don't think.
Actually,
he wants to go to
so
the
all things considered, all things considered, given that nature, I am actually going to be playing a plot twist card that we got very secretly and very quietly from our dear friend Eric. Now, ladies and gentlemen, by the way, I'm going to take a quick moment here, seeing as we're pausing break, because we were all in the mood, we're all in the zone. Okay, so let's take a moment. So, ladies and gentlemen, first of all, I'd like to give a very, very special thank you to Lenian Pierce. Thank you so much for the raid, and Froghemoth. It's good to see you here, buddy, as well as all of these new first-time chatters. I'm seeing so many of them. Gavarok and who else did I see? I saw somebody else earlier on. Damox751 and Talarian Pierce herself. There you go. So yeah, thank you so much for coming in and joining us. Now, if you've not seen my channel before, we do things. It's all audience participation. We have channel points that allow you to do stuff, and we have donations that'll let you do stuff. So Eric, who is a long-time watcher and love of me, I love Eric. Eric's one of my favorite people in the world. Donated the plot twist card. Greed.
Ooh.
Greed was the plot twist card that was given here. Aya Janasi, thank you so much for gifting 5 subs to the communities.
Whoa!
Oh my god!
That is incredible. Thank you so much, my dear. You are so wonderful. Woo. Stop it. I need to to all the new subscribers, thank you so much. Please enjoy unleashing the horde on this and every other channel that you happen to get on. All right, now here we go. As you ask for, as you go to ask, the dragon looks down to you and says, "No, I cannot offer you what you seek. No. For if Strahd were to turn his attention towards the keep, there would be no hope for the Silver Knights any further. But there is something I may be able to provide you." He looks among the treasures and begins to rifle around and presents you with what looks to be a broken sword. A piece of sword. This was all that remained of my father's weapon. The Dawnbringer was a mighty blade forged from pure sunlight. It is said to be the only thing that could kill Strahd himself. When my father fell, the other piece was removed and its magic lost in time. But it is said that those who hold it can still feel the power of the whole sword so long as they remain with it.
Did you say it was lost in time?
It has been several hundred years since it had broken. Lost in time, not Back to the Future. Lost in time.
Yeah. No, I was just wondering.
Look, this is not a case of a chronomancer sees chronomancy wherever there's a chronomancy. Look, it's just he hasn't seen it in a while, okay? But that sounds crap compared to its Lost in Time, okay? Calm down.
You have to go to the past
Jesus.
to fix this.
All right. By the way, yay! Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we have just hit a hype train. Thank you to Tasfriel and Aganike. Sorry. I'm going to say this right. Ganike25 and Hester TM. Thank you so much for the bits. You guys are absolutely incredible. Thank you so much. You guys are wicked. All right. I'm not good at getting donations and stuff like that. And, of course, Bruce Spaghetti. Thank you so much for the sub with Prime. You are an incredible human being. And I hope that you enjoy all of the wonderful shows that we have here, because we have wonderful shows here. Okay. Where am I at? Yes. Shiny sword. Do you want it? Yay or nay?
Yay. That's one of the artifacts.
It's part of one of the artifacts, yes.
I think Argento should take
Sir Lachlan was talking about.
I think definitely Argento. I think there's a lovely sort of ironic symmetry to a child of Argynvost using the sword to destroy Strahd.
That would be forward. I do have a question for him. I want to ask him if there's a way that I can be knighted. So I want to ask him, can I be knighted I want to be knighted in the order.
Okay,
Can he-
I didn't hear you at first.
Do that.
All
I
right.
think Michael can hear me either.
I know I can.
Yes, he can.
I can. All right. I just needed a moment to adjust because again we're still hype training and it's just my brain is I have hype brain. This is what happens. I'm not good. I'm
Hype
not.
brain.
All right. Okay. All right. So Argento, you wish to be knighted.
Yes. Yes. Into the order. With this broken sword.
He
Argento,
turns into a revenant.
step forward.
I do so.
Do you, Argento, swear to uphold truth, honor, justice, and protect those weaker than yourself against the forces of darkness that prey upon those that cannot protect themselves?
Yes.
Do you, Argento, swear to use your strength only for good, and to never turn your blade against your peers, those who rely upon you, or yourself?
I swear.
And Argento, do you vow to place your righteous fist as far up Strahd's rectum so that the back of your knuckles will tickle the inside of his incisors?
With all of my might, yes. I'll give you this vow.
He snorts, and you can see a smile creep across his face. Then, he stabs you in the chest with a
Rude.
claw. But there is no blood. You feel a coldness deep within you. Then, Neil Argento, clansman of Argynvost, and rise, Sir Argento, Silver Dragon Knight, and protector of Barovia.
Yes. That is awesome.
As he pulls the blade out from your as he pulls his talon out from your chest, you are now immune. Sorry, not immune. You are resistant to cold damage permanently. You may now imbue any of your weapons with the cold magic property.
Ooh!
And in addition, your otherwise dulled silver scales have now become vibrantly silver and are almost a mirrored reflection.
Ew.
Nice.
Blood of my blood, kin of my kin. Carry yourself with honor and grace. And he bows deeply.
I return the bow, and in the moment when I want to sort of make my way over to next to where I guess next to where the tomb is here, sort of kneel and place my hand on it and just say a word of devotion and prayer to Arjun Bost, and let him know that I will do everything in my power to restore his bones and to restore glory to Barovia in his name. Then I'll go back to my brother, basically tell him, brother, I will do whatever it takes to restore glory to this place in our name. Thank you for knighting me. I will do our name justice and proud.
And with those words, Argento and the others make their way from this sacred place, knowing how now to get past the line of werewolves that await them at the outskirts of Argynvostholt. It is here with an uplifted spirit that we end today's session.
Yay! It's finally not a cliffhanger.
It's not a cliffhanger. All right. All right. Thank you so much, everyone, for coming and joining us. Now, guys, real quick, right? That was amazing, and that was awesome. I loved every second of it. You guys were wonderful. You guys may level up.
Yeah!
Now, before we get too stuck on that, first of all, ladies and gentlemen, now, Kyle, you don't have to rush off now, do you? Like,
No. So I'm,
That's
I
a
will.
thing.
My stream isn't starting for another 40 minutes now.
yeah, there you
So
go.
that's nice.
All right, so here we go. So ladies and gentlemen, what we're going to do here is what we call memorable moments. It is a derivative of favorite moments from my dear friend, the Dreaded GM's channel. If you haven't seen Dread, go check out Dread's channel. He's amazing. Now, we are going to be doing memorable moments where we share with each other the most memorable moment for today's game. We would like to invite you, the audience, to also mention what your most memorable moment was from today's session, if you do recall. And if you have any questions for the cast or myself, please write question and then write whatever you would like to ask a question about. And before we get started, to answer a question that was asked for Enchiro number 1, who is playing his first game on Thursday as a player.
Oh.
Here is my advice. There is no right and wrong way to play. As long as you make sure that you are not playing at the expense of the other people at the table, you're there to have fun and enjoy yourself, you will do absolutely amazing. There is no need to be a actor, entertainer, performer, or any of that sort of stuff. All it comes down to is, what are you doing that's going to have fun? Always push the story forward with your allies. Go with them on this amazing journey. Sometimes you will disagree. Sometimes you will have an amazing time and go till the wind goes. But no matter what, as long as you are having a great time with everyone, that's what matters. All right, now, memorable moments. Let's start with Esther.
Sorry.
Memorable moments.
Oh, my apologies.
It's okay?
I would not want to take that one yet. So I believe. I'm not sure.
You can always come back.
Yeah, would you like to come back?
Okay.
Sure. Domiro.
I quite enjoyed Vigag just leaping potentially to his death again. That's just
Thanks.
Yeah.
I'll never get tired of that.
Well, there he goes. And then when he almost failed and almost just plummeted to his death, it's like, that's about right.
With a hero point.
I don't know, used a hero point and a nat 20 on that one.
I should have used the nat 20 first. I could have kept that.
Yeah, but it would have been a pretty spectacular hero point to then face plant into the ground.
That's very true. Argento, memorable moment for today.
Oh, look, there were quite a few for me. I think the one that I really enjoyed was Esther's character and how she kind of, especially when she came into the tomb here at the end and sort of let the young dragon know that, it wasn't his fault. I thought it was really good on her character because we're starting to see a little more of Esther do what Esther was intended to do. So I really enjoyed that. I thought it was really good. I was thinking, I got to say something here, but Esther said it, and I was like, awesome, because that just took it off of me of having to think of something to say right now. And I guess the other part would be, character being Kyle's Ipsilis. So Ipsilis reminds me of Argento. Like Ipsilis does say that everyone's like, oh, what's he into now? But it's Ipsilis, right? And that's kind of so I have a bit of a deep-seated respect for the fact that you've got to do Argento things. That's all you have to do. So yeah, pretty cool moments today, guys.
Nice.
Awesome.
Nice. Vigog?
I don't think this gets said too often. So my memorable moment today is Michael. Like his storytelling, like when the dragon was telling his story, that was like, what? That was awesome.
Yeah.
Like, oh my god! Every time you tell stories in a game, anytime you do any kind of voiceover, any kind of, like you GMing is just awesome.
Aw, thank you. Yeah. I'm not going to save your life if you die again. I mean, just...
Oh, I know. I'm expecting that.
No, thank you, Neil.
So it's just... Yeah.
No, thank you. It's very kind of you, Neil, and that means a lot because I know how much you play with me. So it's very easy for people to get accustomed to certain GMs, but it means so much to me that that's still how you feel every time we play. So thank you.
Yeah. That Nipsil's just running into rooms.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, I noticed that you guys were just like as soon as I was like, oh, okay, I've unlocked their tokens, so they're just running around.
Ipsil's
I'm like, all right, well, Ipsil, you're gone.
Anybody doing anything?
Yeah,
I'm gonna jump in here.
Yep.
You yelled at Argento earlier, and yet you still just run into.
Yeah.
I love it.
All right, Ipsilus, if you'd be so kind.
Don't worry, now you can give me crap. So
I thought that the best thing today, I really feel the knighting ceremony. That was just the fact that Argento actually gets to be a knight now, and I love the idea of Argento like getting revenge for his ancient ancestor. That just makes me so happy. I love it. So,
does this
to be fair, he didn't really need that excuse because he was always wanting to kick Strahd's ass even before he found out he had a threat.
They kill him anyway.
This mean when we save Barovia, Argento has to stay here? Does that mean Argento has to stay here once we save Barovia now?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's it. He just lives in Barovia now. All right. Mac?
Oh, sorry. The one that I had is a bit more overall, but it's kind of like Tasriel's, wherein kind of like the element of each character was coming out in the scenes of each area that we were in, where we were either picking on each other for running into rooms or being very serious or being very scared to be in a tomb. Just being in the element, I guess.
Nice.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
The other characters,
No, it's always good when you can kind of get in the mood like that. Absolutely. I think for me, my favorite moment was honestly, I think I have great joy when it comes to player interactions. You know what I mean? Like for me, an important element of being a good GM is also being able to balance how the table goes. And it's a very small thing, but I want to give a special credit out to Kyle here, because there are moments where we can definitely get excited about a game and love interacting with the game. But Kyle takes it so well when I say like, hey, sorry, we're just gonna cover this person first and stuff like that. That's not always going to be the case when you're at a D&D table. Sometimes if you tell someone like, hey, by the way, sorry, I'm going to ignore you for a little bit because I need to talk to this guy. Oh, man, like people start fighting you when you say that sort of thing. Right. Like, well, I said it first. And it's like, yeah, just like when you interrupt my monologues, right? It doesn't help you and doesn't give you an advantage in initiative. It just pisses me off, right? Same thing, if I say that I need to check out what this person's doing, being respectful is very important. And I want to say that my memorable moment today was just how respectful Kyle was, that a couple of times I did say like, hey, I want to talk about Esther, I want to talk about Argento, and you were just very, very classy about that. So thank you so much for being a wonderful player.
If I can just interject, I just need to interrupt you there for a minute.
Because he knows when to shut up. You know, when someone says shut up, you'll shut up. And
That's it. Yeah, basically.
You know, one time his father told him to shut up and almost starved to death because he wouldn't even say it.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to thank you once again for coming and joining us. My name is Michael. I'm the Dead Aussie Gamer. You can find me here a number of times per day. Now, let's see. What am I up to? In exactly 7.5 hours. In exactly 7.5 hours, I will be back here on my channel running Fool's Gold. It is a D&D 5th edition adventure where we are playing in the Dingo Doodles universe, a second parter to our series that we had been running with Quincy from Quincy's Tavern, Rob and Dread from Robert Hartley's GM, Viva La Dirt League, and Dread GM's channel, Dread GM. Also, Gothy and Arena from the Dingo Doodle series, as well as the wonderful and incredible Your Narrator from The Boys. We are going to be running with them in an epic conclusion to our D&D adventure that we ran a couple of weeks ago. I can't remember when exactly, but we ran it a couple of weeks ago. And then I will be here on Friday for a Asian-inspired Pathfinder adventure. Then Saturday, I'll be on Tales of Pesh, doing stuff with Pesci with my Irish kickboxer named Cass O'Weary, who headbutts people. Then on Sunday, I will be back with Rise of the Rune Lords, which will be done on my channel, where we are playing it in Pathfinder 2nd Edition, where I play the role of the puppeteer inventor Malvolo. So yes, come check out all on this stuff. Check out these wonderful people as well. You can find the links to their stuff on their channel and the like. Let's see, what do we have for our memorable moments here? Tasfriel, for me, it's the epicness of the scene where characters evolve by embracing their fates. Argento being knighted by the dragon gave me goosebumps. That's awesome. Thank you so much. I only caught the end here. Great entertainment, guys. 10 beard game brought on by players. Brought on by Tim. Tim's beard game is on point, by the way. So that was from Gavrok. Vigard completely right. I could just listen to Michael's monologues and storytelling. The was. Thank you so much. Stop it. Can't embarrass me. There we go. Yay! All right, cool. That is all of our memorable moments. We are going to go and raid. Let's see. Who are we going to go and raid? Very few people are on at the moment doing stuff. We're going to go and raid Nomic. Why are we going to raid Nomic? No reason. Nomic is a wonderful role player. He's not role playing right now. He's just having a casual chat stream. So we're going to go and raid him because he is a wonderful human being. Flood his chat with love hearts. I don't want him to be able to read his chat for at least 30 seconds, right? So if you can do that for me, bonza, mate. All right. Thank you so much.
Awesome.
Guys, thank you for being here. As always, from me to you. Till the next time we meet again, game hard or die trying.
There's a question for you.
Oh, is there a question? There was a question. What's the question? Full Gold. Oh, Fool's Gold's on my channel. It's my channel. Yeah, it's right here. That's where you'll be. Full Gold is on my channel. Yeah. Go check that out. Thank you, Max.
Yay.
All right, good. All right, no, we're leaving now. Bye.
Sorry.
Que tengas un buen noches.